One question, and this is open to everyone on the panels. Since the pandemic, social unrest and extremist polarizing political views have ripped at our country. Do you feel the need to show up differently in the workplace or in the community? And if so, how?
I have been, self-reflecting these past few weeks on how I'm showing up differently. And for me, I think I'm bringing my voice to the table louder and stronger. And we have, you've heard it throughout this panel that we have this stereotype that Asians are quiet, that we're the model minority, that we are more silent, and we will not speak up because we don't want to create waves. I challenge that, and I speak up louder and stronger now because I know that I must for our community. I know I must be, for women who are AAPI. So that is something that I am doing. Whereas before I may have stepped back, I'm actually sitting at the table now and making sure my voice is heard.
Getting a seat at the table, we've had to elbow our way to that table, kicking and screaming sometimes, but we're there now. I think I was stunned when the Asian spa shootings happened because this was coming after the summer protests, right? Our management team learned a lot during those summer protests. They started listening to our Black colleagues and really paying attention to their needs. So when this happened and they didn't come to the very few Asians in the newsroom and get our take on how we should cover it,
Mhm.
it stunned me.
Racism is not only individual that we talked about all of our personal experiences. It is also institutional. Um, the corporations, you remember about maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe even 10 years ago, Abercrombie and Fitch comes out with a T-shirt with an Asian with a wash hat, with a bucket, and said "washi washi." It just very. I don't think they mean any harm by it, but they certainly didn't think it through. Um, and then you have all of these just sort of culturally insensitive things that goes on. Now I say the showing up, for example, what we are doing today. Say 5 years ago, we would never have this panel. I think all of us that have succeeded in some ways in our chosen profession needs to ask questions more. What do you plan to do to increase diversity participation for African Americans, for Hispanics, for Asian, for all the minority groups? But proof of the pudding to me is put that person in the seat. Let me see more managing partners. Let me see more division leaders. Let me see more judges. So I think for those of us who are in a position to ask questions, we should, and we shouldn't be apologetic.
That is very strong. Sophia mentioned it. We're at the table now. Let's continue to keep a seat at the table and bring others along.
I really think that part of my weather philosophy is just being real with the viewer. You would be surprised how many people contact me saying, hey, I heard somebody else say this and they really scared me. Our weather team just tells it like it is. It's not my job to scare you. It's my job to prepare you. But I will tell you, if it gets serious, I'm gonna let you know. And you'll tell that my demeanor will change. I'll let you know that this is something that you need to take action on right now to keep your family safe.